Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the June Keys Penguin Habitat. My name's Michelle. I'm joined today with Kelly and 23 of our penguins. Now, if you've noticed, 23 of our penguins, some look in a little more worse for wear than others, and that's completely normal. They're going through something called a catastrophic molt, and so we have penguins in varying degrees of molt right now. So we have ones that like whatever right over here who just finished her molt, so she looks absolutely beautiful. And then we have some penguins that are in the front that look not so much. They look a little bit miserable. They have feathers growing in. It takes a lot for a penguin to go through their molt. Nope, you don't like that one. Good girl. All right, she got one. Two. Tell me. Just 1 second. Sorry about that. So when we're feeding penguins, a lot of people wonder how it is feeding a penguin. Well, if you ever had a child, it's like feeding a 3-year-old for 20 plus years. So whatever is a prime example, she is actually our oldest penguin. She is the matriarch of our little colony, but she will only eat capelin, and she only wants capelin in a certain way. And she will decide what capelin she likes the best. I'm giving it to her both ways. Sometimes if the caplin's too big, she won't eat it. Sometimes if it's too small, she won't eat it. So I will offer her 5 or 6 of them. The big thing is we give them vitamins every day, as well as every other day they get an anti-malarial medicine, because we do live in lovely Southern California and there's lots of mosquitoes, so we want to make sure that our birds are nice and healthy. So they get that, and so it's really important that they do receive that. So she's already had that medicine, but now it's just getting her to eat. So when she starts playing with the food, I don't want her to rehearse bad behavior, much like a 3-year-old. So what we do is we kind of give her a nice little timeout. When she's hungry enough, she'll start coming over and asking for more food, and I will most definitely give that to her. But because I offered her pretty much about 15 fish, and she only ate about 5 of those, correct, Kelly? She will be getting a nice little break from that. Now, what I'm waiting for is for other birds to come over. Here comes Paddle, so she still needs to get hers. as well as some other animals. So what I'm doing is just waiting for him. Whatever I tried, you didn't want it. But you can see how different she looks compared to these guys. The back of their feathers are almost like a brownish color instead of the black, whereas if you look at whatever, she is quite beautiful. She's actually one of our smallest penguins. But when they get ready for molt, they actually bulk up. They'll gain about 1 to 2 kilos. And that's why they look so big, is because their body is literally getting ready to expel all those feathers. And whatever pretty much looked double in her size. But now she's back to being nice, sleek woman that she is. Good girl. Even though you don't eat your capelin, that's okay. Now her mate Shim, you can see he is almost in the process of being done with his molt. He still has those random feathers that are kind of up and about. We have some penguins, it doesn't feel good. So for 2 to 3 weeks, they're not feeling the best. And so we'll actually turn on the misters. That's Robbie right there. And Robbie's like, I'm done. I want to go back into my little condo. They barely make it through these tubes. The tubes are kind of like little walkways to their condos that are much larger on the inside. It's much larger. Sorry, my little Doctor Who reference for everyone. But they do pretty much everything in there. It's a little bit cooler. We have fans going on. We do turn on the misters because it does get a little warm. In the wild, they would be just hunkering down on deck or on their beach waiting. So they normally don't eat during this time. They don't go into the water because they're not waterproof at this stage. But you'll notice that a lot of them will just soak their feet in the water while they're going through this for comfort. They may pop in the water, but they'll pop out pretty darn quickly. The water temperature is around 60 degrees, so they can get quite cold if they stay in the water. So we're just waiting for the rest of our penguins to finish up their molt. We have, I think 5, 6 left to finish up their molting, and then we will be a beautiful colony once again and ready to go into our migration phase, which is a lot of fun because then they never are on deck. They're always in the water. But if you look around and you see feathers everywhere, that's normal because you should see our back area. We have feathers all over the place. I always joke that we should make a pillow out of penguin feathers, and I know somebody would buy that. I'm not too sure who, but I think somebody would buy a penguin feather pillow. I don't know how soft it would be. So I'm going to go ahead and end on that. I'm going to try to get a little bit more food into these guys. I would like to say thank you all for coming to the aquarium because your admission does help us take care of all of our animals. One quick thing I want to point out, if you're looking at our penguins, we do have our 3 juvenile checks in here. They're juvenile adults now. They're pretty much the exact same size as our other penguins. The only way that you can tell the difference is that they do not have that distinctive double black band. So they're the 3 right in front are our younglings that we just added not too long ago. They are swimming well. They're eating well on deck. I have little Miss Green up here. Now, big thing with Green, if you've ever wanted to name a penguin, you can go through the Adopt an Animal program at the $100 level or higher. We are taking in names. So at the end of the month, that's when that ends, we will choose a name from those names and you will actually get to be able to come in here and meet Miss Green. Green is a female. She likes to hang out with people. So if you ever wanted to try to name a penguin, best way to do it is through our Adopt an Animal program. You can either go to our info desk here at the aquarium or you can go online and you can sign up and submit your name. Thank you all very much.